welcome to Power FM here for the Monday night game on delayed telecast, and we welcome you. I'm here with Terry Cook, my lifelong friend. How are you, Cookie?
Yeah, great, Obi, and great to be here at the Clive Berghoffer Stadium for this major semi-final where the Valleys Roosters, the minor premiers, come up against the Warwick Cowboys in an absolute cliffhanger of a game I'm looking forward to.
Yes, you are, and the loser of this game will go on to play Wattles, who earlier in the day defeated Dalby by 34 points to, what was it?
34-26, I think it was
26.
in the end.
Oh, no, 36-30 it was.
36, that's right.
That's right,
They've
it
scored
was.
a couple of
we
last
had a big day,
points.
Super Sunday, where we start at 10 o'clock with the under-18s, but this game's going to be an absolute ripper. The winner going into the grand final in Toowoomba Rugby League's 100th year. And let's have a look at this Valleys side, who finished number one on the actual ladder. In its there, we've got at fullback Jerome Burns, on the wing Zach Miles and Aaron Silito, in the centres Dwayne Duncan and Dylan Chown, in the halves Corey McGrady and Ben Cook, and in the front row Drew Jackson, Nathan Barry and Dexter Buchanan. Alona Budden is the captain. He's in one second row, as Joey Moore, and Jason Sharp is the lock in the scrum. On the bench we've got Ryan Stevens, Junior Chongnee, Mitch Sargent and Reggie Munn. Now let's have a look at this Warwick Cowboys, who had a great win over Wattles last week. At fullback it's Craig Dom. Dom is good, we nickname him. Zach Koicha is one winger, Mitch Watson the other winger. We've got Matthew Marshall, Joe Fuimano in the centres, Cody Tandy, Harry Sullivan in the halves. In the front row is Jared Bradfield, Benny Sullivan and Simona Vivag. And in the back row, we've got Josh Cruz, Michael Bloomfield and Sam Brommel. On the bench, we've got Mitch McMahon, Kieran Fender, Darren Pettiford and Cody Byrne. How do you see this game going? I know this is going to be a cliffhanger.
Yeah, you've got the minor premiers, the Valleys Roosters, who have led the competition pretty well most of the year and deservedly had the week off last week, so they'll come out fresh. And the Cowboys, if they continue their defensive form from last week, Obi, they'll go close to snatching this victory and be the first one into the Criterion Hotel Dolby final series in the 100 years of the TRL Grand Final.
Yeah, well, we know at the start of this game that we've got just three left, which is Wattles, Valleys and Warwick, and they've been the top three all year, Terry, and deservedly so, and I expect this one to be a very close game. The Warwick Cowboys hero, I suggest we'll call him, George McVeigh, is going to join us in commentary. Cookie is going to be a rip snorter here after Super Sunday. Let's go to the commentary with Cookie, Nutsy and myself.
German fence led by Brommel and Tandy. So out of dummy half, Silly Toe on this left-hand side, on the grandstand side, runs into a wall of Warwick Cowboys defence and forced back. Bowring gets it on to Sharp. That's a good run by him. Gets it just short of his 40-metre line before he's wrapped up.
Penalty.
And a penalty by Josh Cruz. Too aggressive in the tackle and in the play of the ball, and Phil Hennessy has no hesitation, so Corey McGrady will step up to the plate and kick to this grandstand side.
Yeah, good start there by the Cowboys defence there. Really put the Valleys players under some pressure there, Cookie, but just went on with it a little bit too long.
Dwayne Duncan taps it, passes it to Cook. Cook gets it onto Buchanan. Buchanan runs into a wall led by Vivega, wraps him up. Ben Sullivan in there to assist. So Ben Cook out the back to McGrady. Flat ball to
Good
Bunn.
pass.
Great ball. He's in the clear. He's got Don to beat, and he'll crash over for the first Toowoomba Sports Club try over in that Mary Street corner. So the Valleys Roosters, no hesitation with their first set of six, win a penalty. They go in to score their first try and lead 4-0 after a couple of minutes here in this major semi-final. First side goes through to the big GF, the big dance.
The big dance, all very simple there by the Roosters. Just created some numbers, and Budden come through with sheer pace and just got on the outside of the Warwick defender there. Just can't quite pick him up there, Cookie. But it was a good, strong run. Went straight through and gets the first blood here to the Valleys Roosters. They looked very slick on that play, didn't they, Cookie?
Yeah, very well-oiled machine, McGrady. Just a nice flat ball to Budden, who, as you said, ran straight. and he beat the. As we said, we couldn't
quite pick up who it was.
No, and he's run through, and the fullback in Don just couldn't hold him up because his momentum forced him over the try line with him leading 4-0 after 3 minutes.
And you've got to go back to the Warwick side giving away a penalty on tackle 4. I know it might have been Cruz just laying in the play the ball there a little bit. Hennessy he's obviously going to say, get out of the play, the tackle ball.
We want a fast game.
He wants a fast game. So
fast game's a good game.
Yep, both sides want to be very wary of that, because if he's going to police that, there'll be plenty of penalties, won't there?
That is for sure. So we got Dwayne Duncan, I think it is. Yep. Dwayne Duncan will come in and try and convert the Pittsworth Tyre Mechanical Goodyear goal. He's about a metre in from that Mary Street side. Steadies the ship.
What's he going to do? Is he going to put it over, Cookie? Takes his time.
He's not rushing it, that is for sure.
Puts it up and misses her.
Just come across the face of goal, so the score remains 4-0 after 4 minutes. And a shaky start, well, an ill-disciplined start, when you say nothing.
That's what you'd say, giving away the penalty. But I thought the Cowboys' first set was very solid. Their forwards got to where they wanted, and the kick was very good from Tandy. But anyway, we'll wait and see. It's only been going a short time, Cookie, so...
Tandy gets us underway. He puts it deep, straight down the middle of the field. Taken by Jerome Burns, who gets it onto Drew Jackson, brings it back with some venom. Benny Sullivan, good ball and all tackle. They keep it going to the right. Reggie Munn, I think it is, who started the game. And gets it to his 30-metre line. McGrady turns Dylan Chown back up the middle. He's run behind the player. They're calling for a shepherd, but the referee said no, he stopped.
He surrendered, didn't
he? He surrendered in the tackle and made play it. So, Buchanan, he just straightens the play up and straight down the middle third, as they call it today, and plays it just short of his halfway. So Benny Cook comes out to this left hand, onto Sharp, onto Dwayne Duncan, does a bit of footwork on Marshall. Marshall ends up finishing him off.
Oh, good hit.
And he'll made play it on the 5th tackle, 30 out. He lost the ball there, and Marshall pats him on the head.
Yeah, well, now that was
disgusted in himself, Dwayne Duncan.
Fair bit more intent in the tackle there from Marshall, where Duncan got away from him, but Marshall come at him and belted him and put him on the ground. As the Cowboys very, very happy with that. But once again, Valleys very, very organised in that attack and was able to get the ball on the outside of the Cowboys' defence, Cookie.
Yeah, you're right there, Nuts. He looks like a well-oiled machine. They'll get an S&K drilling scrum, the Cowboys. Will be fed by Harry Potter Sullivan.
4 points to
the little
nil.
wizard. Brommel takes it out and gets it on to
the winger in
Cody Byrne, is it?
No,
Josh Cruz. They go to the left anyway. Through Joey Firmino. He's in the clear. He gets Mitch Watson in the clear. And, beautiful cover tackle by Corey McGrady. Puts him into touch.
Had to be made.
A bit inexperienced by Mitchy Watson. You would have come infield. But the cover of Corey McGrady, too good. Rounded him up and puts him into touch on that Mary Street side. So Valleys.
Wasn't much in it, Cookie.
No,
Watson nearly had his measure.
Yeah, they nearly had his measure all right.
That was good.
Great work by Joey Firmino.
Yeah.
Puts him in the clear. Just a good bullocking run. Got his arms free and put Mitchy Watson down that touchline. So we'll have an S&K drilling scrum to Valleys. 35 out from their try line. Silly Toe just takes it off the scrum. Runs into Harry Potter. Harry Sullivan.
Well, that's what they call him, Potter. You can call him Potter.
The Stag, Drew Jackson, gets it to the halfway before he's wrapped up by his opposite number. Josh Cruz is in there as well, so plenty of defence by the Cowboys. And now a penalty. I think that was a bit tough.
Yeah, that was a tough
penalty. You've got to give him a little bit of time to get off him.
Well,
especially when there's numbers in there. You
yeah,
know what I mean?
and he got, if he had been refereeing the game before, we'd have had penalty after penalty. I thought Cruz got off him okay that time, Cookie.
And Brommel was trying to get off him.
Yes.
Just, you can't,
Arms
disappear.
No, I could agree with you on that time.
Dwayne Duncan taps it, gets it on to Ben Cook, passes it on to Drew Jackson, and he just eats up the yard. So they've got it within 28 metres of the Cowboys' try line. So Buchanan, he decides to just go forward as he does, straight up the middle. They come back to the left. It goes to Benny Cook, out the back to Jerome Burns. Great tackle by Harry Sullivan, had to be made. Plenty of assistance comes in there. Bowring out the back to Ben Cook. Ben Cook onto McGrady. McGrady back in the back.
Great pass.
Oh, try saver there by
Bloomfield.
Was it?
Bloomfield. Boom, boom, Bloomfield.
Absolute beauty. I thought it was Bradfield, but anyway, it doesn't matter. It was made. And they're backpedaling. Great work, Joey Famono. Shuts the play down, ends up with the ball.
Great work, Warwick Cowboys.
So they've turned defence into attack, and Bradfield ring it out. The player of the match last week, great work by him. So Benny Sullivan on to Joey Famono, who, Nutsy, the Condamine spy, told me he was walking on one leg. Well, I'll tell you, he started with 3 legs out there.
He's been going very strong. He's had a couple of very good touches, Cookie. Everything he's done is full of energy.
That is for sure. Benny Sullivan decides just to eat up the yards. Oh, good tackle there. I'm not sure who it was. Jason Sharp, was it? Anyway, they're calling for a penalty. 5th tackle to the Cowboys. Tandy does a kick for himself. He'll get the bounce. He kicks it again, but it doesn't beat Jerome. Kicks it straight at Jerome Burns.
Viega. Whoa!
Bit of a lazy tackle. There wasn't no malice in that. So a penalty to the Valleys Roosters on their own 30-metre line midfield from a high shot by Viega. So a frantic start here in the opening exchanges. 10 minutes gone already. 4-0 the Valleys Roosters lead. And Corey McGrady will kick to this grandstand side.
Doesn't make much room. Doesn't make much ground there.
He gains about 5 metres.
It's been a good start to the game. Drew Jackson's been very strong. Cookie, as we see him going to take another charge, I think.
Yep.
What do you call him?
Dwayne Duncan, the Ngango Stag, brings it forward, gets the big gallop up like a stag and wrestled to the ground. In 4 of them in there to pull him down just short of the halfway. Bowring, I thought that was a little knock on. The touch judge picked it up. Great work by him.
Yep.
He had a second stab at it, Bowring, and that's correct decision. Bowring pleading not guilty, Your Honour.
Yes, well, look at him, as all hookers would say. They're going to try and get away with it, Cookie, but he definitely knocked it on. That's a big let-off here for the Warwick Cowboys, and now here's a big opportunity, Cookie. They're going to get the ball the first time on tackle 1 inside the Roosters territory.
Yeah, fed by Potter Sullivan, taken out by Craig Don. Don is good, and he has his first touch, and he gets it to the 40-metre line. Tandy out of dummy half. Gets it onto Viega. Viega hits it. Spin. Good run by the big fella. He's still going. They're falling off him. That's a great run. Gets a quick play the ball. Benny Sullivan out of dummy half. Turns Bromwell back up the middle. So they're attacking the middle third here at the moment, the Warrior Cowboys. So left to Tandy. Tandy passes it on to Mickey Bloomfield, who gets it onto Joey Famono. Does he crash over?
He does.
I think he does.
It's a try.
Joey Famono, just sheer determination, gets the Toowoomba Sports Club try for the Warwick Cowboys. So they post their first points. It's 4-all here in the Hutchie Builders match of the semi-final series. And with the
Cowboys, the Cowboys look to me like they're going to try and operate down the middle there, Cookie. The Viega, and they're turning the ball back on the inside and really doing it with some success. And then when they went the ball wide there, Tandy, a lovely pass. We'll get the replay here in a minute. Can't get it.
No.
As Tandy took the ball to the line, and his selection was Watson. Watson back on the inside, got on the inside shoulder, and as the Valleys other defender come across, Watson spun and got a lovely little depth pass away to Florimano, and he got hit by one Valleys defender, but he had enough strength to get the ball down. That's a great comeback by the Cowboys with 27 minutes to go here in the first half, Cookie.
Exactly right, Nutsy, and a brilliant comeback try by them. They've settled their ship. They got a bit of field position, and as you said, Nutsy, they worked that middle third and got them on the edges in the end. And Matty Marshall will come in for this Pittsworth Tyre Mechanical Goodyear goal. He's back about 25 metres, 25 metres, sorry. right over on that Mary Street side. He's about half a metre in from touch.
He's a funny kicker.
Comes in.
He doesn't give it.
Kicks it. And one up, one down. What's the referee say?
Says
away. So we have a tied-up ball game here in the major semi-final. The first one goes through to the big dance.
He's not very happy there. He's throwing his arms around.
Oh,
I think he believes it's gone through, but anyway.
Well, usually the referee stands behind the player, but Phil Hennessy's standing back from him. But anyway, Dwayne Duncan puts up one of those high kickoffs. It goes down to Mitchie Watson. Mitchie Watson takes it 15 out from his try line, heads across field, searching for an opening. Still going, great run by him, and he's finally pulled down by Jason Sharp on his own 22. No, it's Josh Cruz. Josh Cruz out of dummy half. Gains a quick 5 metres before he's wrapped up by the Nanango Stag.
That's what I would have thought.
And now they've got another penalty.
No, that's the Cowboys' first cookie. Now, that's where I want to watch.
He's going to do it for both sides. That's fair enough.
But we want to watch the game of rugby league.
Yeah,
so.
Well, hopefully he settles down after 20 minutes.
Yeah.
You've still got 6 to go.
Yes, that's it.
So we've had 14 minutes of play, 4 all. Benny Sullivan will tap it just goes on to Harry Sullivan, on to Vavega, and Vavega, he's been strong.
Very solid, hasn't
Great, plays it on Valley's 30-metre line. Tandy searching for an opening. Joey Firmino, the wrecking ball.
Shadow, one great run.
Oh,
Who was that?
Joey Firmino, I don't know, but he came off second best. Gets it within 10 of the try line. They come out to Harry Sullivan. He passes to Matty Marshall. Matty Marshall tries to bulldoze his way over, but Dwayne Duncan holds him up. They'll put him into touch. Great defensive play.
Good defence by
Dwayne Duncan led that. He held him up so the support could come in and carry him over the sideline. Great play by the Valleys Roosters.
Yep, very good defence there by Duncan. Marshall had a fair bit of steam up there, and the Roosters got him and picked him up and drove him across. Even a couple of Warwick Cowboys players tried to get there and help him. That was just good brute strength there by the Roosters. Cookie.
Plenty of numbers in the defensive tackle there. And they'll get an SNK drilling scrum. 10 out from their try line on this grandstand side. Benny Cook will feed the scrum. Bowring takes it out. He gets it to Zach Miles. Zach Miles runs into a good shoulder. I think it was Bradfield.
Yeah,
welcome to first grade, son. So,
very good fast game, Cookie, so far, isn't it?
Buchanan, quick play the ball. Jerome Burns out of dummy half, steals plenty of yards. Harry Sullivan had to come across and make a try saver and cover. Jason Sharp gets it into Warwick territory, just over the halfway. Bowring goes to the right, passes to McGrady. McGrady gets it on to Chown, who straightens the play up. Bowring in at dummy half, will pass to McGrady. McGrady's going to put up one of those Hail Marys. Koika under the ball, takes it beautifully. Under pressure, and he cops a bit of attention from a Dwayne Duncan over the top. Craig Don takes a hit up, runs into McGrady, bounces off him and bounces straight to the ground. And now they get a penalty. All over him in the ruck, that's fair enough, so a bit of tit for tat. 17 minutes gone, 4 all, and Warwick will get a penalty right in the middle of the field. Mickey Bloomfield will kick to this grandstand side, and they'll tap it just short of their own 40-metre line.
Yeah, good opportunity here now for the Cowboys, Cookie with Cruz.
Josh Cruz gets it to the halfway, taken in a Nathan Sharp tackle. Ben Sullivan in at dummy half, passes to his brother Harry. On to Tandy. Tandy throws it to no one. Brommel had to dive on it before the defence steals the ball off him. So Bradfield, he steadies the ship, just takes a settler for him, gets it into Valley's territory. Plays it back to Ben Sullivan, on to Brommel. Brommel short pass to Vavega. Vavega had the gap closed straight on him by Buchanan. Tandy kicks one over the top of Silly Toe. Silly Toe beats them into touch, beats them all into touch. So, both sides settling into this contest quite comfortably. Nutsy?
Yeah, the kick had been a little bit more pinpoint accurate there. The idea was right. But
Probably had to be
it just had to be another
towards the end goal.
Towards the end goal to give his chances an opportunity. Very good set there by the Cowboys. Like the way Bradfield just straightened that ball up and took a nice settler and sort of settled the Cowboys' play down. Bromwell gives those passes to Vavega. That was a hospital pass, mate. He had all the defence all over him, and Sharp really give him a good hit because Vavega's been very strong for the Cowboys early.
He certainly has. So Ben Cook feeds the S&K drilling scrum. They're going to run it early out to Chown. Chown tries to beat Firmino. Firmino hangs on, slows him up, straightens the play up again. Chown runs into Bloomfield. Mickey Bloomfield, who's all over him. He's lucky not to give a penalty away. Pulls him to ground. So Zach Miles out of dummy half, searching for a hole. It's not forthcoming, and takes the tackle on his own 30-metre line. Bowring passes it to Chong Ni, who's come into the game early.
Jeez, so good defence, isn't it?
It is great defence. They've kept up the instincts from last week. Buchanan, good run by him, gets it just short of the halfway.
And good play, Cookie.
Bromwell makes the tackle. Bowring on to McGrady. McGrady gets it on to Bunn. Bunn throws a terrible pass. I think it's gone forward. No, the referee says no. Zach Miles ended up with it. He does a dance across field, but Watson it is, wrestles him to the ground. On the fifth tackle. They're 35 out from the line. McGrady puts up another towering. Craig Don takes it beautifully in goal.
Absolute. That's a spectacular take.
That is it.
Unbelievable.
Going backwards, swirling everywhere, and he gets the quick tap. Great work by him. He's been collared by Chong Ni. Just a jersey sling to the ground. Now he's injured.
Yeah, I think he'll get up.
Craig Don.
Get up. Don't try and milk it, young Don.
No, they're going to have a break. 4-4. We've had a quarter of the match go. It's been a frantic pace, Nutsy.
Yep, frantic. It's been good football from both sides. Both sides really electing
Quality.
electing to do the ball. No wonder this is tailor-made for the top. Well, the winner goes through to the grand final as Cruz goes for a bit of a skinner.
Yeah, and now he's lost the ball. The referee saying, yeah, you didn't have any control of it. Nathan Sharp, he's slapping himself all about.
He's thinking he's done a pretty good job there, but
yeah,
Cruz...
he did do that. It was a heavy contact, and Josh Cruz, just a one-arm carry, ended up losing the ball, jolting it. So a CR concreting coach killer there to Matty Groove.
Yes, I think so. Look, when the Cowboys after Craig Don taking the ball brilliantly, that was a great bomb there, and he diffused it and got a quick tap. The Cowboys still had plenty left in that tackle, that set of tackles.
They did. So Benny Cook feeds the scrum. Bowring takes it out, passes it to McGrady. McGrady dummies to a few who overran him, and Tandy rounds him up in a grassing tackle. So Jerome Burns out of dummy half. He's lightning, picks up another quick 15 metres, so they've worked it within 25 of the try line. Budden throws a pass back to Bowring, a sloppy pass, so Bowring had to go back and dive on it on that Mary Street side. They keep it going the same way. Plenty of heavy contact in the defence, Nutsy.
Very good. There's these both sides throwing plenty at each other.
McGrady stumbled to take that ball, gets up, runs again. Plays it on the fifth tackle. 11 metres out from the Warwick Cowboys try line. They come to the left of Benny Cook. Benny Cook stabs one over. It bounces up. An A-grade bounce for Dwayne Duncan. It bounces up into his arm.
Couldn't have got it.
And he'll go in for a Toowoomba Sports Club try. Absolute beauty. A great kick by Benny Cook.
Comes back to the mistake the Cowboys. I don't want to go back to it. The Cowboys making the mistake here. Pinpoint accuracy here from the 5'8", and then they couldn't have got a better bounce there, Cookie. The Roosters just bounces. They let it bounce, and it comes straight back into his arms. And young Don
it's the bounce that beat both of them.
Yeah, the ball sort of bounced right back
Hutchie
for
Builders instant replay here on behalf of Power TV Australia. And the Valleys Roosters lead 8-4 with a kick to come right in front of the goalpost.
So you nearly think this will be 10 points to 4. Cookie, 17 minutes to go here in the first half. It's been a quality game. Both sides going at it. Both sides, a lot of heavy defence, Cookie, and it's been, we've seen two wonderful games, and this game is living up to its expectations. And the Cowboys also I know they've Valleys have just scored that try, but their defence has been very solid through the middle too.
When you scoring tries off kicks, that is usually one sign.
Yeah.
That means
Your defence has been fairly solid.
We can't go through them. We've got to go over the top of them. So Dwayne Duncan, he's going to come in and try and convert his Pittsworth Tyre Mechanical Goodyear goal. Right in front, he should throw it over from there.
And we see Darren Pettiford come to the sideline. Cookie, he's obviously going to come on for the Cowboys.
Vega's come off.
He was strong from early, wasn't he?
Very, very good. Both sides. Both all the front rowers.
He takes some time with his kicks, doesn't he?
Oh, you back, Obi? Is that Obi there?
That's me.
Is he back? Obi's back, Cookie.
Yeah,
and he gets the
kick.
he gets
10
the
4 it
goal.
is, big buddy. Come on. Look, went down the dressing sheds, boys, just quickly, and look, both very respectful of each side, and it was a very, very, very brutal game there.
Looks like we've got ourselves a Conroy. It's 10 points to 4.
Love your style, Nazi. Love your style. So Tandy will get us underway for the Cowboys again. Kicks long, goes down to Ben Cook. Ben Cook gets it onto Sharp. Sharp pumps the legs, still going. Finally pulled the ground. 25 out from his try line. They go to the right. No, it's Moore. Sorry,
that was a good strong
Moore's
run,
with the Moore's with the headgear. I'm used to him having a chrome dome there, but he's got the headgear on tonight. Sharp passes to McGrady on to Budden. Budden, he's run with some explosiveness tonight, and he gets it to his 40-metre line. That Barron goes to the right to McGrady. McGrady kicks from right to left, splits the winger and the fullback. Koika lets it bounce, picks it up 5 out from his try line, heads back infield. Just decides to take the tackle, and great chase by the Valleys Roosters. Knuckle him 11 out from his try line. Craig Don takes a hit up for the forwards. Still standing, finally put to ground.
Good defence.
On his 22.
Good defence.
Now he's injured again.
Well, he took a fairly heavy hit. I don't think he's still right, you know. I don't know
He's
whether...
carrying an injury, you think?
I'd say when they got him down there earlier, and of course that was a good plenty of tension in the tackles. They've obviously, the Roosters have obviously identified that they don't want to give Don much room, and they went in there with numbers again. So I don't know whether he might have been slightly injured in that first time, because they did say time off. He may.
It looks like his left leg. And he did try and stand in that for a long period, then they finally come in and crunched him. So obviously he's felt that pain again.
Yep.
He'll be a loss. Or no, it might be just winded by the looks of it again.
I don't know. He's sucking some big ones.
Yeah, he is sucking there. Sucking in the big ones.
I think he's going to be okay, Cookie.
Yeah, he'll be right. Donny's good.
Donny's good as it's 10 points to 4 here. We've got 15 minutes to go in the first half, and we're seeing a very entertaining game of rugby league, Cookie.
So Craig Don, he'll play it on the second tackle, midfield, on his own 22. Doing some last little bit of preparations to him. But by the looks of it, he'll be fine. He hasn't come to the sideline or anything, which is a great sign.
Yeah, some humble words down the sheds just after that last game, boys.
Nice. So, time back on.
Play
and
on.
It goes to Pettiford, who has his first charge.
Good
Gets
pass.
it back to Benny Sullivan. Benny Sullivan steals another quick 10 metres and will play it just short of his 40-metre line. Tandy passes it to Bromwell. Bromwell will eat the yards up, as he always does, and claimed by Chong Ni and Moore. Benny Sullivan comes to Harry Sullivan on this right-hand edge, does a bit of a dance, gets it into Valley's territory before he's claimed by 3 of them. Fights to get up, plays it on the 5th. Long pass out to Tandy, had to reach for it. They're going to get caught. No, Don's going to put it up.
Jeez,
a spiral one, yes. And it goes down to Jerome Burns, but he bring it back with some interest. Good run by him. Good defence by the Cowboys. Keep him within his own 40-metre line. So, Silly Toe, out of dummy half, tries to steal a quick 5. Josh Cruz rounds him up. Buchanan, good tackle, gets it back to Bowring. Great defence by the Cowboys, under pressure, but they move it to the right-hand edge, and Budden will take the tackle. 5 into Warwick territory. McGrady turns Buchanan back in. Bromwell, good shoulder contact with him, and the help of Benny Sullivan. Wrap him up. They shift it to this left side. Moore takes the line on. Harry Sullivan clings on like a terrier dog. He'll make play it on the 5th tackle. They'll come to the right. They're going to run it. McGrady stabs one over to the right. Zach Miles takes it. He beats Watson, and he'll go in for a Toowoomba Sports. No, he's gone out.
He's gone out. He's gone out.
He's gone out. He put a foot in the touch.
Try. Jeez, that was a great cook. What a great kick. They seen that the Cowboys were
instant replay.
Pinpoint accuracy. Oh, that deserved a try, Cookie.
Great chase by Joey Famono caused him to go out.
Yeah, I think the Valleys Roosters really in this last 5 minutes are just starting to dominate this first half, Cookie, just on the back of a bit of possession going their way. They're starting to look the better side.
13 minutes to go till half time. 10-4 the Valleys Roosters lead, and they've just had a try, not disallowed, but an unlucky break for them with Zach Miles putting a foot into touch. So a change over to the Warwick Cowboys, and they'll bring it out of their own. Harry Sullivan turns Josh Cruz back up the middle. He runs into Jason Sharp with the help of Buchanan. Wrap him up just short of his 40-metre line. Benny Sullivan out of dummy half onto Don. He's recovered. He's still going. Great work by him. Great run. Budden finally pulls him to ground, and he'll play it 35 out from the try line. They go to the left. Tandy stabs it into the corner. That's a great kick. Zach Miles has to go back for it. He's in goal. Bloomfield tries to get him in there.
Great work, Miles. That was brilliant, Cookie. He was under all sorts of pressure there.
And the referee, what's he going to call?
Moving off the mark.
Yep. So he's made play it, and he'll play it half a metre out from his try line. Great work by the Cowboys. This is where they want him, and they've forced him back in goal.
How about that?
Now he's going to give a penalty. Well, we don't know. He probably said held. Yeah, we don't know that. So a penalty. Just enthusiasm there by the Cowboys.
I was saying the Roosters.
Benny Sullivan.
Here we go. We're watching it.
No, it's Dylan Chown. Well, I can't see he's not
held. He's not held.
That's a tough one. But anyway, they've got the penalty, the Roosters, and they'll tap it. 15 out from their try line. Chown taps it, passes it to McGrady. McGrady onto Buchanan. Buchanan, good run by him.
Great run.
Couple of lazy defenders there. Picks up a 15-metre gain. Chong Ni steps off his right, runs into Pettiford. Pettiford says, "Yeah, you're not going anywhere, son." Benny Sullivan underneath, makes sure he hits the ground. Bowring passes it to Cook. Cook turns Sharp back up the middle. Sharp looking for a gap. Closes. Bloomfield closes it for him. Tandy slows him up. And Bloomfield says, "I can't get out. My arm's wrapped up." Just into Warwick territory. Drew Jackson takes a yardage run.
Who was that, Cookie?
Drew Jackson, the Nanango Stag. Plays it. Comes to Mitchell Sargent out the back to McGrady. McGrady.
Good pass.
Back into Jerome Burns. Burns links up with Sargent. Sargent links up with Jackson. He's still going, the big fella. Great tackle by Don. Had to be, no, it was Bradfield. They go to the right. McGrady stabs one. It'll be too deep. I think so, and it beats them all in goal. So a lucky break for the Cowboys. Overcooked it there a bit, McGrady. And the Cowboys, through Don, will tap it. Get a 22 restart.
Yeah, well, Valleys have got plenty of momentum at the moment, boys. 10 minutes to go until half time. 10-4, Valleys over Warwick. Nutsy.
Yeah, look, and once again, come on the back of a penalty there. And it was Flurumano, Cookie.
Yeah, Joey Famono gets it just short of the halfway. Good run by him. Mitchie Watson will do the same. Zach Miles. I thought he might have been just quickly offside from the marker, but the referee said play on. Bromwell, he's been strong. His work ethic, as always, 100%. Plays the ball. Benny Sullivan trying to milk a penalty. Tandy decides to put up a Hail Mary. Jerome Burns goes back for it.
Yep.
Takes it comfortably in front of his post. Sets up field. Runs into Mitchie Watson. Tandy comes in to assist. and they wrestle him to ground. 25 out from his try line. They come back to the left through Silly Toe. Silly Toe tries to run over the top of
Cruz.
No, it wasn't. It was McMahon who's come into the play, I think, or is it?
Yeah, that's right. Yep.
So, Pettiford tackles the Nanango Stag just short of his 40-metre line. Stevens comes into the game, gets it onto Sharp. Sharp tries to belt his way up the middle, but he'll play it just short of the halfway. Stevens, long pass to McGrady, back to Budden. Budden, he's been sensational tonight. He's in the clear. He's got Dylan Chown. It's been knocked back. And the Warwick Cowboys, a penalty. I don't know what.
Holding back, I think.
Oh, okay, holding back. Fair enough.
Yeah, touch and go. It was a 50-50 as far as I was concerned. Nutsy, how'd you see it?
Yeah, no, well, there was a lot of people in there, a lot of players in there, and I couldn't get a real good crack at it. Here we see it. He's gone through.
Yeah, it is the winger there, holding back there.
Tackled without the ball.
Yeah, tackled without the ball.
Mitchie Watson.
Yeah.
But I think
50,
it was one of those. Yeah, 50. I think he had to go for the.
What are they going to do?
Well,
are they going to go for
he never had the ball.
John Darren Hotel
I'm just
penalty
saying,
goal?
Mitch Watson had the blokes in front of him here. So what are you going to do? Just gonna let him get the ball?
It doesn't matter. He's given the penalty, boys. Settle down.
That's it.
No boxing on the sidelines.
Make a point here. This bloke here. I mean, the player.
Anyway, they're going for the John Darren Hotel penalty goal.
Give yourself a buck.
That's saying that the Warwick defence is too good, and they're going to take the 2 points.
Well, I think a lot of the sides should take this, Floyd, though.
So, 7 minutes to go till half time. Dwayne Duncan's going to step up and take the John Darien Hotel penalty goal.
He's been kicking well all year, hasn't he?
He has. He's about 15 metres to the right of the posts on that Mary Street corner. Mickey Bloomfield still having a yarn to the referee. He's going, get away.
I think he likes to do that, doesn't he?
Yeah, oh, well, that's what captains do, I suppose.
Yeah, but you've got to give it to Alona Budden and his role
The referee
in that
saying
previous set of
that's the
6.
mark.
straight through the middle
Yeah,
here.
great stuff it was, you
And
know, irrespective of the mess that was down the end of that set.
He bumped out of 2 or 3 players.
Yeah,
and
was.
Really, really a good strong
That was his
run.
first try. They just couldn't stop him. He was just determined. Absolute determined. Dwayne Duncan will throw this over, I'd say. And they'll take 12-4 with 6 to play till half time. Give them an 8-point lead. So he comes in, takes his time, and hits it. And its flags are up. So the Valleys Roosters in this major semi-final take a 12-4 lead with 5 to play till half-time after kicking a John Darien Hotel penalty goal to Dwayne Duncan.
Yeah, we've seen the flavour at the moment, Nutsy, where we get this 8-point lead from these teams all day, and it's just catch-up footy, and then you see some real knuckle-down defence, don't you?
Yeah, but I mean, like that last game, she was end of the end feel, and there's been no different here, Obi. Both sides willing to throw the ball around, and both sides got some heavy defence, and they let themselves down on one play where they let the side, make a 20-metre break.
Drew Jackson plays it just over his 22. Sharp tries to wrestle up the middle, but closed down by Fender, who's come onto the game. Mitch Sargent, he takes a settler for the Valleys Roosters, and he's put down in a Pettiford tackle with the help of Benny Sullivan. They keep it going down that right-hand edge. I'm not sure who it was, but he's got it with Budden it was, and he gets it just short of the halfway. McGrady passes it inside to Sharp. Sharp searching for a bit more of a hole. He may play it on the 5th tackle on Warwick Cowboys' 40-metre line. So McGrady puts up one of those towering bombs. Don lets it bounce. The Cardinals sin.
Oh, knocked on by Valleys.
It's been knocked on by Valleys. It's cleaned up by Matty Marshall. And he'll be made play at 5 from his try line.
I've got to say, Nutsy, that McGrady's kicks...
Koika down the touch side. Steals another 10 metres. Sorry, mate.
Well, that was a lot higher with a better chase than it was when Tandy was down the other end.
Exactly right. his kicking game here, putting the Cowboys under all sorts of pressure, whereas Tandy's he's going
stabbing.
Stabbing.
So Tandy gets it on to Fender. That's a good run by the big man. Gets it to his 40-metre line before three of them come in to pull him to the ground. McMahon gets it on to Tandy. Tandy on to Bloomfield. Bloomfield with a bit of space, but it closed quickly and he'll play it on the halfway line. They come back to the middle. Through Bromwell on to Don. No, Benny Sullivan was on the Don, and they've caught him on the penalty on the fourth tackle. So that's uncharacteristic by the Valleys Roosters. 12-4 they lead with 4 minutes, so the Cowboys will get one last shot of them before half-time. McMahon will tap it. He's in the dummy half. Comes to Joey Firmino down that left-hand edge, so they'll be setting up. They're spread to the right. Don takes them on, gets it within about a metre of the try line.
They stood and waited for him.
McMahon, a long pass to Tandy. Tandy back inside to Bloomfield.
Oh, good
close.
tackle.
Good defence by the Valleys Roosters.
Jackson again.
Drew Jackson shuts him down. They come to the right. Tandy on to Ben Sullivan. Ben Sullivan, a long pass. Bad pass out to Marshall. He had to reach back for it, so it nullified the play. And Dwayne Duncan, easy pickings for him. They come to Benny Sullivan, passes it to Tandy. Tandy out the back to Bromwell. Bromwell, great hands by Don on to Joey Firmino. On to Mickey Watson.
Bombed it.
And he spilt the gravy on the table of Christmas.
And Firmino probably could have scored by himself there. But it was a great play by the Cowboys just out from half-time.
Stretched him.
Here's it on the Power TV replay here, Cookie.
Craig Don, great hands by him. Bloomfield on to Joey Firmino. I think if he just takes the yards, terrible pass out in front of Mitchy Watson.
Here's
Was
Valleys with the
in
ball.
for all money. Anyway, we're back to the play after that Hutchie Builders instant replay. Moore plays it. Back to Stevens. Stevens on to Sharp. Sharp just up the middle. Great work by him. He's a workaholic. Punches above his weight.
Sure
play
does.
it just short of halfway. So they go the right. Mitchell Sargent. Dummy.
perfect
Pettiford over the
tackle.
top. Welcome to the halfway line, son. Plays it. Back to Stevens. Stevens passes it to McGrady. McGrady stabs one in the corner. There's plenty of chase. Don. Oh! They've botched it up. Now it's
skill play on here.
Budden. Budden have got it and he'll score. A bizarre try just before on the stroke of half-time with a minute to go. The Valleys Roosters, Budden, the captain.
What actually happened here? He let it bounce.
Yeah, and he's knocked it on. Watch this.
And now he kicks it. Now Budden kicks it off.
It's bounced off Dom.
And
Budden
now
just
he gets a
That's a
A-grade bounce
soft
and
try.
goes in for a try.
About 5 metres to the left of the upright there.
So
And that'll
he
make
gets
the
a
score
second.
16-4 for that Toowoomba Sports Club try. And second try, well, you got to take you got to take your luck and your advantage. The momentum was there in the swing. We were looking at a try at that end. It was a 12-point turnaround, you'd think, boys.
Exactly
Yeah,
right,
you
yes.
guarantee there, Obi.
Yeah, so you can hear a pin drop amongst this Warwick Cowboys crowd, and 36 seconds left. So the kick is right in front for Dwayne Duncan for Goodyear Gold. There, Cookie.
Yes. So they'll take an 18-4. So that 14-point buffer seems to be the theme of the night.
So there we
Excuse
go.
me.
The last game was 24-10 at half-time.
Yeah, well, I mean, Joey Firmino, he would have just scored the try. He should have just pinned as they say, pinned the ears back.
Well, I think if he pinned the ears back and if all resorts, Mitchy Watson comes back on the inside,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like he
Yeah.
would have drawn, if he just went for that corner. But
I
it's
think-
easy sitting
yeah,
here
yeah,
watching
that's
instant
true too.
replays. So Dwayne Duncan comes in for the Pittsworth Tyre and Mechanical Goodyear goal and he converts that. The half-time sirens sounded in the background. So we'll go to the sheds in this.
Major semi-final between Valleys and Warwick,
You
where
lost
we see
words.
Valleys in front by 18 points to 4, and I think you're both in shock actually after
Well,
that.
I am.
I think
I
well,
am.
it's
I'm
the
sort of-
scoreline really doesn't indicate the game, but
Well,
one
but-
difference in the two sides is McGrady's kicking. He's really
Composure.
Yeah, he's under.
And the kicking,
is-
as you
is-
say, that
is-
kicking.
That kicking, like, I mean, young Craig Don,
Pinpoint.
he should have, instead of trying to, I know he had the pressure put on him there by a great Valleys chase, but instead of kicking that ball, he should just dive on it. You know, and then they maintain possession a minute out from half time. He dives on the ball. It's not, you know, even though he might have had a knock on, it's a much better result by diving on the ball and getting a scrum.
Get the reset, the defensive reset.
But, you know, like as you said, a 12-point turnaround, like the Cowboys, it could have well been 12 points to 10 at half time. But once again, McGrady's kicking on tackle 5 got down and put the Cowboys under enormous pressure. Like Don's elected to let one bounce. They've scored 2 tries from kicks, Valleys.
Yes.
Like, you know, they've got a very, very good bounce for the centre to score underneath the post. Like, the 2 Cowboys players were there. They had the numbers there, but they bounced straight back for the Valleys Roosters. Opportunities.
And it's an egg-shaped ball.
But he was
Chip
there.
and chase.
Yeah, but he was there to chase the ball.
Yeah,
if he didn't chase the kick, they don't score the try.
No,
so you've got to give the kicks are only good as the chases. They're very enthusiastic.
You've got to give the kudos to them.
I think the Roosters have been more enthusiastic on the chasing of their kicks. They look a little bit fresher to me.
Yes.
And particularly the way they're running the ball. I think they're running the ball with a bit more venom than what the Cowboys are. Defensively, both sides are really putting a lot of effort in their defence. I don't think you could say one side's going better than the others in defence, but it's just the Roosters. The Roosters have just got that edge on the way they're running. Their ball carrying has just been that. They're really making the Cowboys work in defence, and that's therefore you're seeing this 18 points to 4 gap at half time. Yes, I know the old cliche, the Cowboys have got to score. The Warwick Cowboys aren't out of this game.
No.
They aren't out of this game, Cookie. And you've seen it on a number of occasions where they've created numbers on the edges, but just that last ditch play where they put the ball on the ground where they may well have. Look, let's face it, Craig Don nearly scored a try where the Valleys defence stood on the line and watched him come at him, and he got it to within a metre of scoring the try. The gap in this game is not 18 points to 4. That's what I'm trying to tell the listeners. The gap is not 18 points to 4. It's much skinnier than that, but it's the McGrady kicking game that is just better.
Hutchies lives here. We're locals, just like you. To us, construction is really about people, not just bricks and concrete. It's people who bring our structures to life and build communities. We stick by the people who make communities. From Toowoomba Rugby League to RACQ Lifelight Rescue Service, Milne Bay Military Challenge, and the Toowoomba Tennis International, Hutchies is proud to back the people who support the region.
Crazy Kevin on the radio.
rfmradio.com.au.
Is your computer driving you crazy? Is it slow or doing things you didn't expect? Well, having a computer crash or pick up a virus can be a complete nightmare for a business, so having someone local you can trust to get you up and running again is critical. The dedicated team of experts at Computer Troubleshooters Toowoomba West will put your mind at ease from the moment you walk through the door and will get your problem solved in no time with a 100% guarantee on their work. Laptops, tablets, PCs, whatever you have, Roger and the team can fix it for you. So visit them today at 236 Bridge Street, Newtown. Can't get in to see them? No worries. Just call them on 4642 1331 and they'll come to you. Toowoomba Troubleshooters Toowoomba West on the web at www.computertroubleshooters.com.au/Toowoomba West.
The Gundawindi Boars will host their annual Border Knockout on the 15th of February 2020. The winner takes home $14,000 and runner-up $2,000. Registration costs $1,000 per team and closes on the 29th of November 2019. Contact the club for a registration pack.
Ready for the second half. The Valleys Roosters, the Warwick Cowboys. Just need to settle down and get some structure in some field position. To get them into much better scoring positions.
Well, as we saw in the last game, Cookie, it was 24-10 at half-time with Waddles in front, and Dalby had to go and score first, but they took it until about the 23rd minute before they actually scored to make it 24 points to 14, I think it was, or 16. Same story here with Warwick really needing to get on that board first, because 14 points in a finals is some catching up to do, wouldn't you say, Cookie?
Yeah, you hit the nail right on the head there, Obi. You'd say Valleys, being the minor premiers, have one foot in the door for the big dance, and in a fortnight's time, with Warwick kicking off down to the Bridge Street end of the field. Valleys receiving. Referee Phil Hennessy looks at his clock
And he says, let's get it on.
Turns time on. And here we go. Tandy puts a short kick off straight up. Kicks it high. Dwayne Duncan goes up high and takes it quite comfortably above the pack. So they've got field position straight up. Sharp out of dummy half. Gets it within 5 metres of the halfway. They go to the left. Stevens in at dummy half. Gets it onto Drew Jackson. Pumps the legs. Finally pull the ground into Warwick territory. Moore, being a strong carrier, carts it forward 10 metres. So fourth tackle, they come to the right. Ben Cook passes to McGrady. McGrady out the back to Jerome Burns into space. He's got Button. He'll get three.
Football.
Absolute perfect footy. Outclassed them straight up. First set of 6. The Cowboys are shell-shocked here. And the Valleys Roosters extend that lead 22-4 with the kick to come. And Nalone Budden, their captain, has got 3 in this major semi-final through a Jerome Burns break. Too easy.
Cody Tandy there, Cookie. Never ever looked like getting anywhere near Burns there. Good rugby league though, wasn't it?
It was very good football. Very great rugby league. They worked it to the left-hand edge and then brought it back to the right, and just had the speed man in Jerome Burns put him on the outside of Tandy, as you said.
Can I say something there, Cookie?
Yeah, you're right, mate.
Look, I don't know. We've played the game a lot and we've watched it. And why would you, when you're down 18 points to 4 at half time, do a nothing kickoff? Like, that was a nothing kickoff.
You'll have to go and ask them then.
You know, like, I mean, why wouldn't you do the percentages? Put the ball deep, go down like they've been...
And jar up.
And jar up. Like, I mean, they've invited the Roosters to come down here and score because they were inside the Cowboys 10 metres on tackle 2.
Yes, I understand the theories and the mathematics of it, Nutsy, and Dwayne Duncan will throw this over for the Pittsworth Tyre Mechanical Goodyear goal right in front of the post, which he does. So it's a 24-4 ball game with 37 and 46 seconds left on the clock, so it's all a big mountain to climb for the Cowboys.
They're gonna have to play very, very well to get their way back into this game, and I just can't see them coming back. The way the Valley side's playing here, Cookie, they look fresher. As I said at half-time, they looked like to me they were running a bit stronger, and they come right home there at the end of that first half.
So Tandy's heard his hot ears have heard you, and he's put it deep, and Zach Miles has to get it off a bounce and gets it to that man alone, Budden, who heads across field, still running. Geez, he runs with some purpose. He's come to play tonight, that's for sure. Getting his third try only a minute ago. Mitch Sargent forced back. That's better defence by the Cowboys, and they've lost ground actually, led by Pettiford and Fender. Mitchy Sargent made play it. Stevens in at dummy half. Sharp, he only knows one way, straight and hard, and that's what he does. Picks up those 10 metres they've just lost. He's made play it standing. Stevens passes it to Drew Jackson. Drew Jackson still going, beats a couple of them. Great run by him, gets it back to his 40-metre line midfield. Stevens. Corey McGrady tries a 40-20. Mitch Watson there to cover it. Takes it on his own 20-metre line. Runs across field into a bit of space, still going. That's a good return by him. And Tandy backs it up with a good run onto Don. Don had to stop. Joey Miller in front of him. I'd stop too. Brick wall. McMahon passes to Ben Sullivan. Ben Sullivan over there, I think.
Cody Burns.
Cody Burns plays it. They keep it going that same way. Benny Sullivan, dummies outside. He's in the space, pokes his nose through. Only needed a runner on the inside, and they're probably away in the backfield. So a long pass out to Tandy. Tandy stabs one across for Mitchy Watson. He takes it.
Good football.
And taken on the fifth tackle. No, this is the fifth tackle. Firmino will go in the corner and score. That's great work by the Cowboys. They're not done yet. They've counter-attacked in the next set of 6, so we've still got a sniff of breeze here at the Clive Berghoffer Stadium with Joey Firmino going in the corner for a Toowoomba Sports Club try.
As we see the replay, Cookie will take over and give you a spell. Young Watson got the ball up high. Firmino goes to dummy half. Dummies inside, reaches out and puts the ball down. Great individual try, but I think it's come back on the back of a couple of really good runs on that set of 6. Mitch Watson, when they kicked through, he got the ball on the full, but he was his return, and he nearly got the ball back to the halfway line, got a good play of the ball, and Tandy hit it at pace. Then he got it away to Don, and they looked a lot fresher, a lot more upbeat in that set of 6, and they've scored it's scored a valuable try for the Cowboys to try and get them back into this game. Big kick here from Marshall from the sideline.
Yeah, he's in the can shop corner.
The can shop has been shut too, by the way. There's some not so very happy customers
Yeah,
down
license
there.
only went till 7 thanks to the earlier injury in under 18s, guys.
15 centimetres in from touch.
I think he's got it.
He has got it. Nailed it. Absolute beauty. Marshall, he's given a salute to the crowd. Great kick by him. Pressure kick. Kicks the Pittsburgh Tyre Mechanical Goodyear go.
Well, that
goal.
That try and that
22-10.
That was confidence building, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah, look, and as I said to you, Obi, that was probably the Cowboys' best set because they looked energised in that set. But it come off the back of some very, very good defence. Pettiford drove them back 10 metres. So, you know...
Dwayne Duncan gets us underway. It's a high kick-off. Don underneath it on his 10-metre line. Gets it to Fender. Fender. Good run by him. Now he's forced back to his 30-metre line. So, plays the ball. Bloomfield out of dummy half. Good run by him. Have Valleys put the cue in the rack. So, plays it back to McMahon. McMahon on defender again. That's a good run by the young fella. We'll play it just short of the halfway on this grandstand side. McMahon again. Passes it to Tandy. Tandy turns. Pettiford back in the middle. Great tackle.
Rugby league, isn't it?
Great tackle by Sharp around the legs. Slowed his momentum. They go to the right to Benny Sullivan. Benny Sullivan onto Matty Marshall. Turns, Burns back in. Koika it is over there, sorry. Who tried to beat the man. He'll play it. Ben Solomon puts up a midfield bomb. Corey McGrady takes it cool as a cucumber under a Pettiford tackle and plays it 35 out from his try line. Zach Miles does a dance across field before he runs into the Warwick defence, led by McMahon. Jerome Burns, he shows accelerating pace off the mark, doesn't he?
He does too. Cookie, what I can say, I think Darren Pettiford's had a big impact for these Cowboys since he's come out there.
He certainly has. He certainly stiffened up the middle, that is for sure. There's a sloppy play the ball, there was.
And a little
Dwayne Duncan, in the play of the ball, tried to get the quick play of the ball, and it slapped down, and the referee says, no, that's a knock on. So we'll have an S&K drilling scrum to the Cowboys. They trail 24-10, 31, nearly 32 minutes, just under 32 minutes left in this Hutchie's Builders A-grade major semi.
Yeah, they've got the confidence up at the moment, Cowboys, haven't they?
Yeah, look at them, and it's gone. They've got more energy in the way they're running. In the first half, whilst they were in the game, they really come out the second. Whatever he said at half-time, they've come back with plenty more enthusiasm. Cookie, back to you.
Yeah, Koika standing in over on this left-hand side from his wing, plays it just into Valley's territory. Joey Firmino scored a double tonight. He's been a handful, probably could have got 3, but he elected to pass, and it was an unlucky pass that went astray just before half-time, which was the 12-point turnaround. Bromwell plays it. Tandy passes it to Sullivan. Sullivan, a long pass out to Marshall onto Don. Well read by Dwayne Duncan. Rounds him up, and he'll play it 25 out from the Valleys try line. They go down that right-hand side. Benny Sullivan puts one along the ground. Shadowed into touch by Jerome Burns.
Good football, though, Cookie.
It was.
Cowboys
kept them thinking, and they'll get a 22 restart, the Valleys Roosters.
It appears to me that Ben Sullivan's moved to more of a 5'8" position there.
Yeah, McMahon's playing hooker.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Harry Potter on the sidelines. So a tactical, I don't know whether they're saving him for the last 20 or what the go is. But anyway, Valleys Roosters bring it back through Drew Jackson, gets it on his 40-metre line. Joey Moore heads across field. Bloomfield, he gets rid of him, gets rid of a couple of them. He runs over the top of McMahon, plays it on the halfway. McGrady, flat ball to Button. The combination's
Good
been
pass.
working absolutely, and he gets second phase play. Back to Reggie Munn, who'll play at centre field. They keep it going to the left. Benny Cook kicks one over in the corner. Koika goes back. Good work by him. Rounds it up, and he'll play it 5 out from his try line. Don gets it onto Marshall. Marshall takes one up for the forwards. Play it on his 10-metre line. Benny Sullivan to Tandy. Tandy on Mickey Bloomfield. Takes the yards.
Look
McGrady.
at McGrady, just eyeing him off all day.
Joey Firmino, been a handful all night, still going, bouncing now, he's lost the ball. Yeah, it was a knock on. Buchanan forced the ball, good tackle by him. Good contact, and Joey Firmino had it not raked, but rattled out of his grasp. So an S&K drilling scrum to the Valleys Roosters in Warwick territory on this grandstand side.
24-10, Valleys over Warwick with 28 minutes left in this match, Nutsy.
Been a good second half from both sides. Game's really heating up. Both sides really defending well. Cookie.
Yeah, passes to Cook. Cook onto Dwayne Duncan. Dwayne Duncan just decides to eat the yards up, and Benny Sullivan tackles him in a good low tackle. Buchanan created the mistake for the Cowboys. Good run, gets it just into over the 22. So they go to the left, bearing onto Moore. Moore wrestled to the ground by Bromwell and Burns. So they come back to the middle. Benny Cook looking for options, finds McGrady out the back to Chown. Chown ducks under one. He goes close. Centimetres in it. No, the referee's going to say he's been held up. He beat Tandy on the inside.
Yeah, Tandy just starting to drop off a few tackles there, Cookie. He's needs to tighten up down this edge, or these Roosters, they'll
eat him up.
Yeah, they'll take full advantage of that.
So McGrady Goes across field, picks up Buchanan back up the middle. He'll play it on the 5th. They get a quick play. The ball goes to McGrady. McGrady stabs one in behind. They'll have to force it dead, the Cowboys.
Good football.
Yeah,
look
good
at
percentage play by McGrady.
In the twinkle of an eye, and 2 sets of 6. Valleys Roosters showing their class here. Really with 2 really good classy sets of 6, weren't they, fellas?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, good football there.
24-10, Valleys over Warwick. 27 minutes left, Cookie.
Yep, and the Cowboys
racing
will
a
have
couple of changes on there. They're going to put Harry Sullivan and Josh Crier.
They'll do a drop out here through Mickey Bloomfield. Bromwell's been exchanged, so I'd say Benny Sullivan will go to lock. Big kick. Jerome Burns takes it on his halfway, gets it to Buchanan.
He's done a hemi, Cookie.
Oh, I've gone down here with a cramp.
So Bud storms onto a pass from Bowring. They go to the left, passes to McGrady. McGrady gets it on to Sharp, I think it is.
He's dropped it on. He's knocked it on. Big head off there by the Cowboys. As we see Bradfield
He's
come to
mouthing
the
off
sideline
too. He's not a happy camper.
Yeah, we've got 26 minutes left. 24-10, Valleys over Warwick at the moment. And it's a real chess game at the moment. You'd think that the next team that scores is going to have a real influence on this match. Nutsy.
Definitely will. Look, if the Roosters were to score another try, I'd really think the Cowboys must sort of get back down the Valleys end. If they want to win this game, they've really got to close that gap, and they don't want to leave it too long, Cookie.
Mitch Watson plays it on his own 22. They're on the ropes, the Cowboys. Can they counter punch? With Josh Cruz getting a penalty, that's the way. He doesn't want to give it sharp.
You've already got the penalty, pal. Get out of there.
Yeah, that's it. But it's hard.
You know,
yeah,
I wouldn't have never done that, Cookie. I'd have just got the penalty and said, right, yeah.
Yeah, Mickey Bloomfield just telling his players to settle down at the moment, which is unlike Mickey.
Yeah, well, I suppose that's what we call that maturity.
Yeah, that's right. Well, it's now or never, you would think. 25 minutes left, 24-10.
So a tap just over halfway. Fender heads back towards the ruck. Good work by him, and he'll play it. 35 out from the Valleys try line. Sullivan in at dummy half. Goes right to Joey Firmono. Spins out of a tackle. Still going. Gets it back to Don. Don's got a bit of space in front of him. He just needs support. The Cowboys caught napping in support there. They're all standing back waiting for the next play. They go to the right. Tandy throws a long ball to no one. Finally, it's picked up by Koika. Koika heads back infield. Back slam by Moore over there. 11 out from the try line. Tandy puts one along the ground. Is it?
No, knocked on. I think he's going to say knocked on Warwick first. Though he's put the ball in behind him, and if the Cowboys had got that, they'd have scored the try for sure. But I think they've knocked on in the efforts to get the ball. Let me see if I'm right here.
Brought to you by Hutchie's Builders. Tandy out of dummy half. I don't think that was the play. He kicks it into Duncan. Knocked on by Josh Cruz.
If he had picked it up.
Yeah, he scores. I understand, but
yep.
They still had a couple of tackles up their sleeve, and probably not. You want to play the percentage.
I know what you're saying.
Now Valleys are going to probably get out of jail here. They'll come the length of the field. Jerome Burns takes on Tandy. Still going now. He's lost the ball. Now he's given a penalty away to Jerome. Yeah,
Tandy didn't get off the tackle player there quick enough, and that was a correct call by the referee. Even though Firmino come away with the ball, Tandy stayed on the player. He got the strip, but the referee right on the spot, correct call.
Yeah, McGrady kicks to this grandstand side, and they'll tap it 35 metres out from their try line, the Valleys Roosters. 24-10 they lead, 23 to play in this major semi-final. They've lost the ball. Referee's going to say knock on.
That's a big play there by the Cowboys.
And that was Benny Sullivan.
He sprinted up, didn't he? Sprint up.
Yeah,
he sprinted up.
Well, I thought it was a 50-50 call there, but still, Warwick got the ball.
It was if you drop the ball, it's a knock on usually. So doesn't matter which way you're facing.
It's really a pet hate of mine too, Cookie.
And mine too, Cookie.
Yeah,
is it?
Yeah, I just
Yeah.
reckon if they knock the ball
Cookie,
backwards,
stop being goody two-shoe. But anyway, here's Warwick with the ball.
So the
24
Cowboys.
22 left.
No, we're going to repack it. It's got to go in behind the front rower's leg. There, Benny Sullivan. No, he's going to make it pack again.
Yeah, but hang on. Look,
Either
This just
give a penalty if
why,
it's not
why
doing it properly.
refeed a scrum when they don't need feeding? It goes to second row.
No, I know.
I think he's
He's
getting
doing
the
it.
kicky
He's
on the
doing
front
it.
rowers over
He's
there.
doing
not
it for
gone.
Power TV Australia's instant replays.
That's right, they are.
So
but
Craig
here's
Don. Don is good. Bulldog to the ground by Sharp in a ball and all tackle. No, Reggie Munn it was. So Vavega, he's back on.
They need to score
They
next.
need some punch, and he's the man to bring it to him. He'll play it 15 out from the try line. Bradfield. So the two starting front rows, they're back into the game. Has got it within 10 metres of the try. Sullivan onto Harry Sullivan. Onto Craig Don. A planned move.
What a
A
try.
great Toowoomba Sports Club try to Craig Don. Don is good. And the Cowboys are well and truly back in at 24-14 with the kick to come.
That was a great little set play by the Cowboys as we look at the replay here. Ben Sullivan dummy to go one way, come back the other way, give it away to Harry Sullivan. He drifted to the right-hand side and flicked the ball back on the inside to Craig Don. The ever-alert Craig Don took it and put it down under the post. We've got a game on our hands here, listeners. It's going to be 24-16 with 21 minutes to go in the second half. Anybody's game, Cookie and Obi.
Yeah, it is. What a good comeback there. It's been a chess game right from when it was 24-4, and Cowboys have clawed back. Still 8 points behind if they get this kick, Cookie.
I'll back it in. I'll back it in
Right
for
in
a
front.
schooner.
Yeah, I'll put 2 on it. No, great work by the Cowboys.
Yeah,
They were down and out after the Valleys Roosters scored one right after half time, and usually that means death. But
Actually, Warwick have done a Craig McGrady on Corey McGrady on Corey McGrady. You know, Corey McGrady comes inside to
And he flicked the ball
to Dylan Chown.
That was great work by Harry Sullivan. He got the defence to go with him. He attracted the defence. For those listeners, he attracted the defence, and he got him to work with him going across field. And he turned and flicked the ball back on the inside. And Craig Don hit a beautiful hole. Was well done.
Joey Firmino's come off with a hamstring problem, so he's off by the looks of it for the night. But Matty Marshall converted the Pittsworth Tyre Mechanical Goodyear goal. Dwayne Duncan gets us underway. Down to Watson, Mitchie Watson, who took it on his own 10-metre line, and he's got it back to his 22. Harry Sullivan, Ben Sullivan onto Tandy onto Bradfield. The defence up in his face, quickly claim him. They go to the right, through Tandy. No, Harry Sullivan. They're calling for an obstruction, but the referee says play on. It's gone out to Koika over there on the Mary Street side, and he'll play it on his own 30.
Oh, terrible pass.
Oh, it's a big hit
Lazy
there too.
pass too.
Who was that out of dummy half?
I think
Cowboys on a set of 6 where they just needed to get to a kick.
instant replay brought to us by Hutchie's Builders. I think it's
Josh
Josh Cruz.
Cruz.
Terrible
No,
pass. No, Harry Sullivan.
Benny Sullivan.
Benny
You've
Sullivan.
Never seen that was an awful
Yeah,
pass.
Well, there were
Terrible
two. We
pass.
didn't know who it was going
Yeah.
to.
Well, you
It's
should do
confusing.
when you're
Anyway,
at this
doesn't
level.
matter.
Doesn't matter.
See concrete in Coach Killer.
Yes, get the concrete truck in.
24-16, Valleys over Warwick, 18 minutes remaining, Cookie.
So an S&K drilling scrum, it ends up with McGrady onto Jerome Burns. That tackle had to be made. It slowed down. It was Cody Byrne who slowed him down. Mitchie Watson. It ends up with Corey McGrady who onto Buchanan, who takes it forward. He's lost the ball.
Lost that one on
Play
one.
on. Mitch Watson's ended up with it. So
Yeah, just some mistakes entering the Roosters game at the moment, boys.
Yeah, uncharacteristic. They really control the ball in the first half.
And
now
look at
they-
this,
for
a
the
double
penalty.
dip.
Yes.
Double dip there by the Valleys Roosters give Warwick again a bit of advantage here in this last 5 or 10 minutes, Cookie.
yeah, so is the tide turning? The Cowboys get a penalty just outside their 22. Mickey Bloomfield will kick to this club grandstand side.
And
He's going for distance. That is
and
for
he
sure.
got distance. Wow, what a great kick.
30 odd metres on the fly, so they'll tap it. 35 out from the Valleys line. They go back to the middle through Bradfield. Quickly claimed by Buchanan, his opposite number, and Bowring. They go to the right, past to Bromwell onto Vavega. So they're setting up in the middle of the field. They lift him up. Now they put him down. He's made play it. Now,
yeah, it wasn't the best to play the ball.
It was a lazy play the ball.
Lazy.
If he was got back to his feet, and I don't know why he would have did that. Like, where's the concrete truck again, Cookie?
Yeah, it's over there in the Mary Street corner.
Well, when you think about it, guys, it's been a pretty scrappy game to date, hasn't it?
Oh, just in the last 5 minutes, a few little mistakes coming to the game. It was a cracker of a first half.
17 minutes left, 24-16, Valleys over Warwick, Nutsy.
Yep. Big opportunity there for the Cowboys. Unfortunately, Vavega coming up with a bad mistake. Just letting the Roosters off now. The Roosters just need to settle down and get to a kick here.
S&K drilling scrum taken out by Bowring onto Jerome Burns. He's into space.
Straight through Tandy
He's
again.
into space. Oh, good cover tackle. Who was that? Harry Potter Sullivan had to be made. Put him down on the halfway. Reggie Munn picks up Buchanan, but Buchanan's gone without it, and Harry Sullivan turns defence into attack. So the Cowboys are let off the hook again. Vavega, this time he concedes in the tackle. He catches Bowring off.
Got him inside the 10 here.
Yeah, and they were.
Budden it was, sorry, who was offside. So, would you take the two? 24-16?
Oh,
No, you're going to go for the try.
Yeah, you go
Need
for
the try first anyway, so Bradfield just takes it off. Benny Sullivan taps it, and he's on Valley's 22-metre line. Goes to Tandy onto Vavega. Vavega still going, the big man. He's added plenty of punch since he's come back on. Plays it 10 out from the try line. Benny Sullivan onto Tandy, out the back to Bloomfield. Bloomfield's going to take him on. Corey McGrady, good tackle, ball and all.
How many times has McGrady tackled Bloomfield?
Yeah.
Now he's...
Yep, put that down for Corey McGrady there. I tell you what, how many times has Corey McGrady tackled Mick Bloomfield today?
And look, and that was great defence, but once again the Cowboys letting themselves down.
Yeah, they are letting
basic.
themselves
Look,
down.
I mean, they're playing. There's no need to play under pressure like that. There's plenty of time left on the clock, and once again, Bloomfield, after a great run, has let all that good work go by just the basic fundamentals. Just hop up and play the ball.
Yep. So he's knocked on in to play the ball. So Corey McGrady will feed a Valley's S&K drilling scrum. 10 out from their try line. Bowring takes it out. Gets it onto Silly Toe, who's quickly claimed by Harry Sullivan. They keep it going to the left through Sharp. Sharp does a bit of footwork before the line, before he's wrapped up over there on that Mary Street side. Dwayne Duncan passes to Ben Cook. Ben Cook onto Reggie Munn. He's forced back in the defence. Forced back to his 22. Chong Ni, he decides to take another hit up, but the line speed of the Warwick Cowboys at this late stage of the game is pretty good. They must have had a pretty good pre-season. So Buchanan, he backs it up. We'll play it on the 5th tackle on his 40-metre line. They come to McGrady. That's been charged down. So Cook has to go back for it. The chase is pretty ordinary. Tandy.
6 to go, Cookie.
Yep. So Valley's get another set of 6.
Don't get me going on that one.
No, that's right. But I didn't think it was 6 to go because there was a rebound there. So anyway, Valley's still with the ball, Cookie.
Dwayne Duncan out of dummy half, steadies the ship. Good work by him. He's got it into Warwick territory. Valleys, they've only seen it once in this. Now they get a penalty. All over him in the ruck, they're saying. So a let off for the Valleys Roosters. Vavega, he's going down with cramp.
Yeah, it's been a torrid second half.
It has been a torrid second half.
Look at this.
Well,
worthy of a major semi.
Patches of brilliant football and patches of scrappy football. Some of the football has been outstanding, and then you just get those basic little silly mistakes, and both sides are guilty of it here in the second half. You can't say one side's made more than the other, but the Warwick Cowboys, I suppose, had the opportunity. Vavega not playing the ball properly, and same with Bloomfield. If you want to mount pressure against this great Valleys outfit, You've got to maintain possession and put some pressure on your opposition side, and that's where the Cowboys are letting themselves down.
Yeah, 13 minutes left until one of these teams go through to the grand final for 2019 in the centenary year. I tell you what, boys, I cannot get out of my mind the minute before and after half-time with the Lona Buttons 2 tries, and that's the difference as we see on the scoreboard. 24-16 Valleys over Warwick Cookie.
Yep, so Jerome Burns kicks to that Mary Street side, and they'll tap it on Warwick's 22. Dwayne Duncan looking for Sharp, turns Sharp back under, and he'll just take the tackle. The defence is up in his face. He gets within 15 of the try line. Bowring passes it to Cook. Cook searching for Buchanan. Buchanan pumps the legs. Bromwell finally brings him to the ground with the help of a Vega and Sullivan. So Corey McGrady takes the line on, but the defence closes in on him and pulls him to ground right in front of the post. 5 to the try line. Bowring throws a pass to Chong. Knees hung on to that.
Wow,
no, it's come off a Warwick Cowboy
Big
player.
let off there by the Cowboys, but once again, Cookie, as we seen last week, Cowboys
panic
online.
pass.
Yeah, but the Cowboys online defence has been
right out of my
he's
mouth.
been spot on there. McGrady, they had 3 players in the tackle. They forced him back. Their online defence has been fantastic for the last couple of weeks, the Cowboys, and they've come up with an error. But Cookie, for the Cowboys to get to they've got to get to their they've got to get to their kick here, and the Roosters have got to hold their defensive line.
They do. So they get the S&K drilling scrum taken out by Benny Sullivan, gets it onto Craig Don, tackled by Budden and Chown. 11 out from his try line. Ben Sullivan gets it onto Cody Byrne, runs into a brick wall there. Gains 10 metres. Sullivan out of dummy half, gets a ball back to Bloomfield. Bloomfield just decides to take. Great defence by the Valleys Roosters, led by Chown. Don passes to Bradfield. They've used up 4 tackles. They haven't got made much territory, and Bradfield will play it 35 from his try line. Tandy takes the line on. He's into space. He's got Don with him. He takes him on again. Still going, gets a ball. Marshall going for the Sports Club try.
Try!
Yeah, to try the finals to me there, Tandy. That man Tandy got through a tired Valleys defence there. He had plenty to beat. He had Craig Don on the inside, and he filled even himself, and he went wide, and he caught a really long pass to Matty Marshall, and he sprinted away, and we have got a big 10 minutes remaining here, Cookie.
We certainly have,
24-20.
24-20 with the Pittsworth Tyre Mechanical Goodyear goal, and the Warwick Cowboys have slowly clawed their way back in this second half, led by their inspirational captain Mickey Bloomfield, and that man Tandy. He keeps them guessing. He even keeps us guessing.
Oh, well,
so if he keeps us guessing.
Yeah, I tell you what's been on the back of their brutal defence at the moment.
It has been. You're right there, Odie.
Nutsy, we need this kick to make it a 2-point ball game. 24 points to 20, 10 minutes left.
Yeah.
Valleys in front of Warwick.
Look, if Warwick go on to win this game, it's going to be on the back of their online defence there, Cookie. That was really, really solid, and Valleys have been good coming from brutal defence.
Numbers in, and they continue that from last week because they shell-shocked the Warriors last week. That's hence why they're in this game tonight.
Well, I mean, the Cowboys are going to have to score again, irrespective of it. But if he could put it over, what have we got left on the clock there? 9 minutes and 51 seconds. It's going to come down. This has been
He's
a
over
great...
in the Mary Street side. He's about 10 in from touch.
Let's watch the touch judges. They'll give us a good indication. If they don't move...
Comes in, hits it sweetly, and
he's kicked it! 24-22!
Tell you what, he's a confident player, Matty Marshall. You know, when he plays, he kicked the goal here from this side from the touchdown. He's done the same over there, but we've seen over the last couple of seasons, haven't we?
He certainly recovered from his hamstring
Yeah.
problem that was plaguing him 6 weeks ago or 8 weeks
He had
ago.
a great pre-season, he told me, and he's showing the wares today. It is 24-22. Valleys holding a 2-point lead. We have got a big 9 minutes left here, Cookie.
We certainly have. Dwayne Duncan will get us underway. He'll kick long, which he does, long and high. Mitchie Watson under it, takes it beautifully on his 10-metre line and heads upfield, but the defence catches him a metre from there, and Drew Jackson manhandles him back with the help of Budden. They go to the right through Vavega. Vavega only knows one way. He's added plenty of thrust since he's come back on. Plays the ball. Benny Sullivan goes to Tandy. Tandy flat ball to Brommel. Brommel bounces out of one. Finally pulled down. Buchanan ankle rolls him. Benny Sullivan out of dummy half, claims another 5 metres. So they've used up 4. And now they get the penalty, Chong knee all over him.
I think that was very fortuitous. I'm going to tell you now, I think Benny Sullivan milked that for all money.
No, you've got to get, it's up to the defender to get out of the ruck.
Yeah, righto,
and he was just standing there with his hands in the air. You can't do that. You've got to actually shift your legs.
8 minutes left, 24-22. Valleys in front of Warwick.
So Mickey Bloomfield kicks to this grandstand side, and they'll tap it on Valley's 40-metre line. Bradfield only knows one way too, so the 2 front rowers, they've really added some thrust since they've come on for their second spell. It ends up with that man Vavega, who's in the middle of the field, and he'll play it on Valley's 30-metre line. Ben Sullivan in at dummy half, passes it to Brommel. Brommel takes a third settler. So, which way will they go? Harry Sullivan on the right, Tandy on the left. They go to the right to Harry Sullivan. Harry Sullivan turns Josh Cruz back up, looking for a hole. Only needed a runner.
Bradfield there.
Yeah, plays it just out from the try line. Back to Benny Sullivan. Plays it on the 5th tackle, a metre from the try line. Don in at dummy half, goes to Tandy.
Oh, dear.
Starting to get a bit climax there. He's just come out of his hands.
Knocked
so
on.
Just a bad fumble by Tandy.
Geez, they had the numbers there too, Cookie.
They did, and it'll be a changeover.
Yeah.
So Valley's Roosters cling to it 24-22. 6 minutes and 40 seconds left on the clock. Dwayne Duncan tries to steal 10 metres, which he does, and gets it back to his 22. Silly toe out of dummy half.
He's trying to close up the game a bit here, Cookie. I reckon Valley.
And now they'll force him back.
They got to keep playing rugby league.
They don't want to give a penalty away here for cheap metres to the Roosters. So Reggie Munn, no, Buchanan it is. Good run by him. Gets it just short of his 40. They keep it the same way. Bunn, the captain, rolls up his sleeve, still going.
Good run.
Great run by him, plays it. And now he tries to milk the penalty. No, they keep it going. It ends up with Jerome Burns. He'll play it on the 5th tackle. 35 out from the try line. Midfield.
This will be a
they
big
go
kick,
back to McGrady. McGrady puts up a bomb. Mitchie Watson takes it beautifully. Heads upfield, still going. Gets it back.
This is great footy.
30 metres. So they're back to the 30-metre line, the Warwick Cowboys. Don out of dummy half. Steals some yards. Gets it just short of the halfway. Both sides out on their feet. Ben Sullivan goes to the right to Harry Sullivan. Harry Sullivan, the magician. Can he whiz up a magic trick?
He's played well since he come back on.
He has. Benny Sullivan to Tandy. Tandy turns to Pettiford back in. Gets a quick play the ball. Back to Tandy. Tandy kicks one into the corner. That's an intelligent kick. Jerome Burns has to play it. Mitchie Watson gets a try.
You can't believe it.
Jerome Burns.
Try.
It's a Toowoomba Sports Club try.
In the lead for the first time in the match, Cookie.
Mitchie Watson stuck under Jerome Burns' guard. Watch the Hutchie Builders instant replay.
That man again, Cody Tandy puts a pinpoint kick in, and Jerome Burns, what's he doing?
Over.
And
that's a dead set try.
It certainly is. With Mitchie Watson, is that his second or is his first try?
No, that's his first.
That's his first try, and he has been brilliant. He caught a fantastic kick down this other end here to bring it back, and it's 26 points to 24. The first time that the Cowboys have led all game with 4 minutes and 15 seconds left.
He's
away from a grand final
because
berth here, Nutsy.
They're taking.
Well, they kicked the ball away. But it's 26-24 with the Pittsworth Tyre Mechanical Goodyear goal with 4 minutes and 15 seconds stopped on the clock. while Mitchie Marshall goes to retrieve a ball. Tozer's down there having a few words to him, saying that's the law, and what's Matty Marshall wants a bit of water. He's going to calm himself down. High tension stuff here in the Criterion Hotel Dolby Final Series, where I think the Warwick Cowboys have snatched victory.
Oh, it's not over yet, Cookie.
You
4
think
minutes
there's a
and
few more
there's another
extras
twist in this game.
Well, he's kicking from the touch line again, Matty Marshall, straight from there in front of the can bar. I tell you what, you've got to give him a chance to get this one, Nutsy.
You've got to give him a chance to get a 4-point break, but he'll take his time. He'll set it up like both goal kickers do take their time. And look, it's very, very important, this kick, as Obi just alluded to. It's a try, so Valleys then have to score a try. If he doesn't kick it, Valleys can then get a penalty and tie it up that way. So very important, Cookie, that it's a difficult kick. Can he get the legs? I'm not sure.
He'll kick it.
I'll back it in.
He kicked the last one under pressure to claw him back within 2 points. So
he's been one of their best.
Yeah, he has been. He scored a try himself. He's kicked 3, and I'd say he's going to kick 4. He comes in, centimetres in from this grandstand.
Oh, Schenker.
He's Schenker, all right. So the score remains the Warwick Cowboys lead 26-24 over the minor premiers. They're a bit shell-shocked. Dwayne Duncan's come back to restart. There's 3 minutes, 30 seconds.
They brought Mitch Watson up for the short ball here.
No, I'd say they'll go long and pump up the defence, and they have. And it's going down to Cody Byrne, who takes it comfortably, just short of his 22. He's thumped in a Jason Sharp tackle. Mick Bloomfield out of dummy half.
They've had a lot of ball this half.
Decides to take the tackle. He's going to pass it to Bradfield. Benny Sullivan passes to Bradfield this time.
He's got a call.
He's pulled down just short of the 40-metre line. They go to the right through Pettiford. Pettiford's been strong. That's a great carry. Gets it to the halfway, taken in a Joey Moore tackle. Sullivan, dummies, out of dummy half, gets it to Bromwell, back to Harry Sullivan. Harry Sullivan just decides to take the tackle. They've used up 4. They come to the left through Tandy. Tandy stabs one into the corner. Zach Miles has to go back. Mitchie Watson breathing down his neck, and they drag him down. They've got 90 metres to go.
2 minutes 24, Cookie on the clock.
Jerome Burns taken from a Mitchie tackle from dummy half. He's made 3 in a row. Good work by him. Back to Jerome Burns. Brommel comes in to finish him off. Can the Cowboys hang on? Bowring onto McGrady. McGrady onto Sharp. Sharp taken in a Pettiford and Harry Sullivan tackle. Moore down that Mary Street side. So they've used
5.
Yeah.
Good chip kick here. I reckon she'll be on.
Good defensive set by the Cowboys. They're coming out the back. It's on the Chown. That's gone forward.
And it was.
It has 1 minute 40 seconds to go. Now the Cowboys will walk to the scrum here.
That's gone forward in panic from
Was
Chown.
forward too, Cookie. Yeah, look, I tell you what, just on the back of sheer just minutes in possession by Cowboys, they've just really grinded Valleys down, haven't they, Cookie?
Yeah,
Still a minute
30.
and a half.
They've got a change over here. Valleys need to really ramp up the defence here to come up with the mistake. Will the Warwick Cowboys be the first in this 100-year TRL 2019 Grand Final? Bromwell, he's been strong, takes the tackle.
Good hit. He's knocked it on.
Now
Cookie.
he's lost the ball. So
That was a good jarring tackle.
it was. I wasn't sure who it was.
I think he might be hurt.
Jason Sharp over the top, I think it was. So now they've got time off. They've got a minute to go.
If anyone can score a try,
It's
Then
the
they'll look for
Valleys
Burns.
Roosters.
Valleys Roosters.
Sure is.
James
Jerome
not
Burns.
over 1 minute and 2.
and Corey McGrady.
Well, they've got
So
one
they've
set.
got 6 tackles up their sleeve, and
One
they've
set
got to
in a
go
minute.
One set.
65 metres.
26-24, Warwick in front.
McGrady feeds the scrum.
Few
Referee's
tactics.
not happy with it.
Few tactics coming
Clock
into
still
play here.
winding down.
58, 57 seconds. They're
So-
going to get it in.
McGrady feeds it. Chown takes it out.
Great work by Pettiford there.
Claims him straight up.
47 seconds, Cookie.
Bowring passes it to Buchanan. Buchanan. The defence of the Cowboys has gone up a gear. They don't want any penalties here. Bowring passes it to Drew Jackson. Runs into Pettiford. Now they throw it over to Dwayne Duncan. Benny Sullivan had an intercept. Now it's been knocked on. There's 24 seconds. They'll be lucky to get this scrum. It's going to the wire.
20 seconds, 26, 24. The Cowboys hang on to a slender lead. Scrum and feed to the Roosters. 2 plays left, Cookie. What can they do?
Well, Cowboys aren't in a hurry to do the scrum. They'll get probably 2 shots at them.
Geez, the Cowboys' defence has really picked up here, hasn't it?
It certainly has. It's picked up the whole second half. They've gone out to Chown. Chown out to Jerome Burns. Jerome Burns taken in a Cody Burns
10
tackle.
seconds.
Beautiful. Chown goes to McGrady. They're going to spread it to the left. Long ball out to Duncan. Dwayne Duncan steps. No, he goes on the outside. Marshall, there goes the siren. He goes back to
It's going way
McGrady. Back to
on out here.
Button still going.
Oh, tackle! Oh, football!
Jerome Burns. They're still hot potatoes. There it goes.
Cowboys are in
The Warwick Cowboys are first.
What a game, Big Spotty, if you're listening to it. You missed an absolute cracker. You be very proud of your side. They done a magnificent job, but it was just the defence of the Warwick Cowboys in that second half. You had to be here. You had to see it to believe it. Cowboys, take your hats off. The Roosters are going to go back and play the Warriors now, the Waddles Warriors, and the Warwick Cowboys go into the grand final. Cookie and Obi, I'm going to tell you, purely on the back of their defence, they've out-defended the Roosters here tonight. Enthusiasm.
Staunch.
Full congratulations to Matty Gruza. Job well done getting your side through to the grand final. And the Valleys Roosters lived another day. They'll come back here next week. And look, Cookie, and all that's said and done, the run might have done them the world of good, but if you're going on form, and I've watched all this football in this final series, you cannot beat good, solid defence, and the Warwick Cowboys have found their mojo.
They have found their mojo, all right, in that 10-minute period.
Yeah, where Valleys
hammered their line,
hammered them, and like Waddles last week.
They stood tall,
hammered them, and they just stood tall. Great rugby league.
Absolute fantastic. It's been an absolute thriller here in the major semi-final of this Criterion Hotel Dolby final series, with the Warwick Cowboys running out 26-24 to advance to the 100-year TRL Hutchie Builders Grand Final.
Yeah, wonderful stuff. Look at an amazing 100-year season for Toowoomba Rugby League continues. Who would think 4 weeks ago that we would see Warwick in the grand final? They have played excellent football, especially these last 2 matches they have. And I've got to ask you, boys, man of the match.
Oh, look, and now you're going to throw it straight to me, Cookie, but, geez, Craig Don. He's, look, I don't know, where do you go? All their forwards played extremely well. Craig Don gets in there.
Benny Sullivan.
Mitchie Watson's effort to score that try to get the Cowboys. Look, I'm going to tell you, Mitchie Watson's as safe as having money in the Commonwealth Bank, because those high kicks, he's took them all day, and he's run well. And to do that effort to get their side in front, just
Craig done a couple of mistakes in his game.
Yeah, but I did like Matty Marshall's performance.
Matty Marshall.
I know at times you don't give man of the matches for those kicks, but he's kicked them from the sideline.
He has.
And he was confident. He backed up pretty well. I thought he was very good, guys. But over to you. We had a good. It was a great
5
team
tries
effort.
to 4.
It was 5 tries to 4. So I think we'll go out of left field and we won't.
Vega.
Vega.
I thought his opening spell and then his last
spell. Came back the second thing. I'm happy with him as man of the match. What about you?
Look, mate. And I don't think we give enough credit to the Vega. I thought Darren Pettiford off the bench really muscled up and give Cowboys some grunt off the bench. But yeah, Vavega, look, he was right in the game. He didn't do anything stupid. Look, and I'm happy to
He's
go
second
with
half
Tandy missed too many tackles.
But Vavega, his second half stint really laid the catalyst.
Platform.
Platform. And they were
stiffened up the
24
middle.
down, weren't they?
They were.
Yep.
Just after
At
half time.
They sure were, and they came back, you see. So,
well, as at the start of the year, Obi, I'm not butting in. I did say my prediction was a Warwick Wattles grand final.
Well, there you go.
well, we'll see what
Notre
happens
Dame's.
next week.
And
It's
where is Calvin Hawke? Where is he?
Did you
Where's
have a
Calvin?
Did you have a Mouldy on that? Sports bet?
Are you there, Calvin?
Yeah, well, it's been a wonderful Super Sunday here. We started at 10,
Rugby League.
10 o'clock. You'll see all the
Feast.
results on our Facebook site, but we'll see next week where Valleys will play Wattles, and they've had a wonderful rivalry this year.
Oh, look, and that's going to be an absolute cracker. I thought Wattles got back to somewhere near their best today with Perkins coming back in there, running nice and straight and hard. And they showed glimpses of that beautiful attacking football on the edges, the kicking
Isn't
game.
it a delicious matchup next week? The
Oh,
minor premier,
yes.
the 1 and 2
1 and 2.
going
Yeah.
off
But, Cookie, as I've said,
for the
the
1-2.
well, the Cowboys led the competition right up to nearly the end of the
Yeah,
first
true,
round.
true.
And you've got to remember, 3 points separated 3 sides.
Well, and I was going to say, 6 weeks ago, I wouldn't have given you 2 cents for the Warwick Cowboys defence.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like
with that game against Wattles. They were
Wattles,
really
and
bad.
then they backed up against Gatton, and Gatton nearly rolled
Yeah.
out there like
Yep,
through pretty
They've
flimsy
obviously,
defence. It was
now.
more good luck
Well,
than good men.
can I say something, Cookie? And this is the way I read it. And I did happen to talk to Matty Grew after that performance at Wattles, where Tandy sort of virtually wanted to come off the field, and I know for a fact they had a really good sit down and talk, and whatever they spoke about. And what was resolved in that players' meeting is obviously
They've sorted it
out, because I like the way, and I love the way, and you can see some passion in the way that players play. They're getting around, they're tapping each other's on the back, they're giving each other high fives, and they're giving the most important thing. They're giving encouragement to players when they make a mistake. And that's the big thing that the Cowboys weren't doing in that thing. They were going to leave the field. They were blaming each other. And I talked to young Bradfield, and Bradfield said that that's where they've made the changes. Look, why feast
They're
on
playing
yourself?
for each other.
Exactly right, and that's the difference, as you can see in there. And they never said die in this game.
No.
They never said die, and
Not even at 24-4.
well, it typifies that when they scored the try, when Mitchie Watson can score a try off a Cody Tandy kick, where Valleys were just sitting there watching the ball, it was the hunger, it was the chase for the ball that got the Cowboys in front for the first time in the game, and they just shut Valleys out in that last 3 minutes. Valleys didn't even look like getting through.
No.
Okay, well, let's have a look at the wash-up from Super Sunday. And next week it'll be in Second Division, Gatton versus Gundawindi. Then in under-18s it'll be Gatton versus South for right to meet Dalby in the grand final. Newtown making the grand final in Second Division. In reserve grade, Gatton are in their grand final, their 7th consecutive grand final. And the winner out of Valleys and Gundawindi will meet them the next week. And then next week it's Valleys versus Wattles for the right to play Warwick in the 100th year of Toowoomba Rugby League. Guys, it's been a wonderful Super Sunday with Simone Vaveg. The man of the match.
TRL Awards night this Friday.
TRL
Yeah, we'll
Award,
give
the
it to him.
Webke
Fair
Price
enough too.
Medal.
Webke Price medal. For your last say, Nutsy?
Look, and we've been treated here at the Clive Berghoffer Stadium to some magnificent rugby league in all the football here, but the games that I witnessed in the Warriors Dalby game, some patches of magnificent rugby league. You're always going to get mistakes, but a big crowd in here, and the Wattles crowd got right behind their side. And then we tipped into the major semi-final, where we've seen the Roosters get away to a 24 points to 4 lead, but the Cowboys never went away, got themselves back into the game, and through their great defensive efforts. But you've got to see some of the Valleys plays were fantastic, and it was great to be here at the Berghoffer Stadium to see the major semi-final go down to the last 3 minutes, and I witnessed A great game of rugby league, worthy of a grand final. But that bit of work by Mitch Watson at the end to get his side through to the grand final was just typified the Cowboys in that second half.
Yes, and we've seen a wonderful game. Thank for our sponsors, to the Toowoomba Sports Club, to S&K Drilling, to CNR Concreting, Coach Killers, to the Pittsworth Goodyear Tyre and Mechanical, to Nev Cherry Pest Control, to Hutchison Builders, to all our sponsors. We're looking forward to the rest of this Toowoomba Rugby League final series. And for the last say, it's over to you, Terry Cook.
Yes, and on behalf of the Obie and Cookie Call team here at Clive Berghoffer Stadium, we've had an absolute rugby league feast festival here on Super Sunday, where the Cowboys have advanced to the Toowoomba Rugby League. The Criterion Hotel Dalby final series. It's goodbye from our partners Power TV Australia and Power FM Radio. Rugby league football. It's the greatest game of all.
Yes.
This has been a live production by the Power TV network in conjunction with Power FM for the Toowoomba Rugby League. Proudly brought to you by Hutchie's Builders.
If you're in business and interested in advertising on Power TV or Power FM, you can contact us by phone or email. The contact details are on the screen.